At times I wanna run away. So sick and tired of doing things my way. I just wanna know there's a brighter day. Nothing's ever the same, it's on the other way. I can do it on my own. 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 At times I wanna run away. So sick and tired of doing things my way. I just wanna know there's a brighter day. Nothing's ever the same, it's on the other way. I can do it, Lord, I need you. I can do it, Lord, I need my own. I can do it, Lord, I need my own. I can do it, Lord, I need you. I can do it, Lord, I need my own. I can do it, Lord, I need my own. I can do it, Lord, I need my own. I can do it, Lord, I need you.
I can imagine living without you, holding this book, thinking about you. So much I have to. I'm better than this. Looking the back, I'm ducking the past. Demons are back. I'm holding it back. There's no going back. I'm gripping it hard. I'm looking at G. We focus on living, spiritual healing. I wanna feel it. See with the vision. We wash on our garments, soon to be busy. We want deliverance. Last call, the sky's splitting. Watch it repeating. I want a life without no ceilings. I want a block that do not fear me. I want a bump so that they hear me come. Riding around that New Jerusalem. Ride with me. Ride out. Ride with me. That's right. That's right. Ride with me. Ride around. Ride around we go. Ride around now. Ride around. Ride around we go.
Soraya,
Yeah, heart racing, I've been waiting. Running to the Lord, I'm coming home cause he been patient. I've been hella faithful to Satan. Mind changing, I'm just trying to get it right before it replace me. You know sin is contagious, yeah. I'm looking forward but mentally stumbling morally. My mind telling me the world glitter and it's more to see. I'm running from myself, going double time mentally. Sometimes I shock myself, I ain't know that thing exists in me. How to me against the enemy. Wartime and I ain't looking for a friend in me, yeah. Lord, shine some rays on me. I ain't a gangster, but sometimes I gotta tap into that energy. World shakers, no Creflo, but world changes. Still aging, pray when he find me, I'm found faithful. World shakers, no Creflo, but world changes. Still aging, pray when he find me, I'm found faithful.
I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time. I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time. I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time. I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time. Yeah, man. Ever since I found out the truth about my nationality, I've been going hard on the daily, spiritually. All these curses put on a nation, slavery. I can't relate to every one of them. Captivity. Round and around we go. Same old thing, still ain't had enough. Round and around we go again. And they say that I'm crazy, the way that I'm pacing, but I put my faith in Most High. I know who I am now, I know that I'm chosen.
Check. Turn my mic
I
up.
don't plan on going. I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time. I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time. I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time.
Check.
check, check, check. Turn me up a little bit, please. Hey, Shalom, family, Most High in Christ, blessed. This is giving a sense from A to Z. Good. That's good, y'all. Hey, all praise to the Most High. Another opportunity to go over the book of Wisdom of Solomon. All right, so the goal today is to actually get to chapter 6. All right, I know it says 6 on the title, but we didn't finish chapter 5 yet. So let's get right into it. Who's reading for me?
Soldier James.
All right, Soldier James. Turn his mic up too. He's low. All right, so we about to get into it. Give me Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, and do a quick recap. Start at verse 7, and we're just going to start from here. All right?
Yes, sir. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 7.
Turn them up a little bit more, please. Come on.
We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness.
It says, we wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness. This is going into the wicked, all right? When destruction is coming, when the redemption of the Israelites is coming of the righteous, all right, they're going to realize what they've been doing this whole time. All right, come on.
We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction.
Uh-huh.
Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way, but as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it.
You see that thing? That's how you know it's talking about the wicked. It says, for as the ways of the Lord, it says that they have not known it. Watch this. Come on.
What hath pride profited us?
Uh-huh.
Or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us?
Hey, he's very low. Please turn it up. Please turn it up. Now, it says right here, it says, what hath pride profited us? Or what good hath riches with our vaunting? You know what vaunting is going into? That's going into being boastful. That's going into being proud, all right? So it says right here, what hath pride profited us? Or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? Give me the one in Timothy. I believe it's 6 and 12. I think that's the one I want real quick. 1 Timothy 6 and 12. Let me hear that.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6 and verse 12. Fight the good fight of faith.
Nope, 17. I apologize. 6 and 17. Read that.
Verse 17.
Come on.
Charge them that are rich in this world.
The Bible says to charge them that are rich in this world. Read on.
That they be not high-minded.
That they be not high-minded. You know what that's talking about? It's talking about being prideful, boastful. Come on.
Nor trust in uncertain riches.
Right, because guess what? In a matter of a second, all right, when the Most High sees fit, remember, he has the power to make a poor man rich. He also has the power to make a rich man poor. All right, read on.
But in the living God, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy.
That's the point. That's the point. But remember, the wicked right here, they didn't worry about following the ways of the Lord. All right, go back to verse 8.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 8.
Come on.
What hath pride profited us? Or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us?
Now give me Luke 18. All right, watch this. Give me the book of Luke 18. 14 is the point, but give me a sec. Let me get there with you. Luke chapter 18. Do me a favor. Start at verse 9.
Luke chapter 18 and verse 9.
Come on.
And he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves.
You see that? Those who trust in themselves, what are they? They're high-minded. They're prideful. If you trust in yourself, can you trust in the Most High? No, you cannot. You cannot do the two. Read it again.
And he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves.
Come on.
That they were righteous and despised others.
And despise others. Now read verse 14.
Verse 14.
Come on.
I tell you, this man went down to his house justified.
Why? Because he trusts in himself. All right. He justified himself in his own righteousness of what he thinks is right. Okay. What's that one? I think it's Proverbs 14 and 12. Give me a sec. Let's go there. I'm thinking that's right. Let me look at it. Proverbs 14 and 12. Let's see. 14 and 12. Yes, sir. Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 12.
Come on.
There is a way which seemeth right unto a man.
You see, that's what it's talking about when he justified himself. Meaning what? Remember in verse 9, Luke 18 and 9, it say, those who trust in themselves. All right, this is the justification right here. Read it again.
There is a way which seemeth right unto a man.
Come on.
But the end thereof are the ways of death.
There it is. It says, but the end of those high-minded people, those who like to vaunt, those who like to boast in their riches, it says The end of their ways are death. Now, let's go back to Luke 18 and 14.
Luke chapter 18, verse 14.
Come on.
I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the others.
Rather than the others who actually what? They had some humility. All right. They had fruits of repentance. Unlike him. Come on.
For everyone that exalteth himself.
It says everyone. Guess what? We know the nations, they're living it up right now because we are not in our rightful place. We understand that, and they're going to get their due reward. All right, but this also goes for our people as well. All right, read that again.
For everyone that exalteth himself shall be abased.
It says everyone that exalteth himself will be made low. They will be abased. Come on.
And he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.
Role reversal, meaning what? We were sent here to Babylon or our prison cell to do what? To humble us. All right, to humble us and to get us right. Meaning what? So we could come down low. So in that day, we can be exalted. All right. Give me that one in Isaiah 61. Went over this yesterday. All right. Going into that role reversal. Give me Isaiah chapter 61 and verse 4.
Isaiah chapter 61 and verse 4.
Come on.
And they shall build the old wastes. They shall rise up the former desolations. And they shall repair the waste cities, the desolation of many generations.
Do me a favor. Start at verse 3.
Verse 3. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes.
You see, because we're the ones who were made low. We had ashes. We were made low. God says he's going to change that thing into beauty. Okay, come on.
The oil of joy for mourning.
Right. We've been mourning for not just 400 years, for centuries. You understand? But God said he's going to flip that thing around. Our mourning is going to be turned into joy. Read.
The garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness.
Right. We're the one who had the spirit of heaviness. We're the ones who had our sons and daughters taken from us. We're the ones who can't support our families. You understand? But God is going to fix that thing. He's going to change it around. Come on.
That they might be called trees of righteousness.
That we may be called trees of righteousness. You know something that's interesting about a tree? You know, I actually took a trip home probably, I think, a month or two ago, right before Passover. All right. And there was a tree that was planted in our backyard when I was a child. But it was very small. If you pushed it over, if you put pressure on it, you would have broke the limbs. But when I went back in my age now, that tree is taller than the house. I got to look up, and now it's strong. So what's that saying? We may have been brought low, but in this day, we are going to be trees of righteousness. We are going to spring up, and we are going to flourish in that day. All right, let's go back to the book of Wisdom of Solomon. 5, and where we at? Verse 8?
9.
Okay, 9. All right, read that.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 9.
Come on.
All those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that hasted by.
So right here, Solomon is saying all of these things. All right, the role reversal, how our enemies is rolling over us. He's saying in that day, in our redemption, in our salvation, it's going to be changed around. Come on.
And as a ship that passes over the waves of the water, which men it is gone by, the trace thereof cannot be found. Neither the pathway of the keel in the waves.
Right. So, for example, when you see a ship drifting off, you know, into the horizon, you know, it appears as if it vanished from off the face of the earth, but it didn't. It's still there, but this is what it's talking about. It's going into, give me, this one just came to mind. Give me the book of Job. Let's go to Job real quick. Job, I think it's 20. Let me get there with you. I got to find it. No, it's 33. Job 33. This is what he's talking about. Because as that ship sails into the horizon, you can't see it anymore. It says the way things were, our captivity, our demise, our sorrow, is going to go away just like that. Give me the book of Job chapter 33, and I want verse. No, that ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. Hold on. That ain't the one. I think it is 20. Let me see. I'm sorry, y'all. Yes. Job 20. I was right, see? All right, Job chapter 20 and verse 4. Watch this. Watch this.
The book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 4.
Come on.
Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth,
watch this,
that the triumphing of the wicked is short.
there it is. It says that the triumphing of the wicked is short. Meaning what? It's temporary. It's temporal. Okay? Let's read on.
And the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment.
Only for a moment. They're only going to be able to rule for so long. All right? Until the Most High gets tired of it. Come on.
Though his excellency mount up to the heavens.
Right. Like the cedars of Lebanon, right? That's going into their tree. It goes up to the heaven. They're very haughty. They're very boastful, vauntful. I don't know if that's a word. They vaunt. All right? Read that verse again.
Though his excellency mount up to the heavens.
Come on.
And his head reach unto the clouds.
His head reach unto the clouds. That's why he justifies himself. That's why he trusts in himself. Come on.
Yet he shall perish forever.
He shall do what?
Perish forever.
It says that he shall perish forever. So everybody that's high right now, Esau, okay? All these nations, so-called America, you got the Arabs, you got Amalek, which is Esau too. All of these powers that be, that's not us, you understand? They are going to perish. They're going to be made low. All right, and this is going to be a permanent fix. It ain't going back to the way things are now. Read that verse again.
Yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung.
Like his own dung. Come on.
They which have seen him shall say, where is he?
Just like with the ship. Like the ship that's sailing into horizon. Like, damn, I can't see the ship. Where'd the ship go? That's how it's going to be, brothers and sisters. It's going to be as if they was never here. As if they was never over us. Come on.
He shall fly away as a dream.
As a what?
As a dream.
It's going to be like a bad nightmare. It's going to be like a bad nightmare. We had nightmares when we was children. It felt real. But what is God really telling us? You got to think about it. What is God really telling us, man? 2nd Ezra 9:18 says, at that time when we was all with the Most High, we all agreed. And then once we got sent here, something happened. But guess what? We're going to get back in line with being with the Most High again. And all of the stuff that happened here is going to be like a bad dream. Read that verse again.
He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found.
And shall not be found, just like that ship. Come on.
Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
It says he's going to be chased away as a vision of the night. Now, let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon. What verse you was at?
Verse 10, sir.
Verse 10. Read that again for me.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 10.
Come on.
And as a ship that passeth over the waves of the water, which when it is gone by, the trace thereof cannot be found, neither the pathway of the keel in the waves.
Read.
Or as when a bird hath flown through the air, there is no token of her to be found. But the light air being beaten with the stroke of her wings, and parted with the violent noise and motion of them, is passed through.
Come on.
And therein afterwards no sign where she went is to be found.
Right, so it's just giving, depictions, similitudes of the same way that how the wicked, the rulers or the powers that be right now, they're not going to be there in that day when it's our turn to rule. Okay, they're going to be our servants. It's going to be as if they were never kings, never prime ministers, none of that. It's going to be total role reversal. All right, let's read on.
Verse 12. Or like as when an arrow is shot at a mark, it parteth the air, which immediately cometh together again.
Come on.
So that a man cannot know where it went through. Even so, we in like manner, as soon as we were born, began to draw to our end.
Right. It says, in like manner. So as soon as we were born, we began to draw to our end because it's a covenant that's made with all of us. Give me that in Sirach 14. All right. So it's saying they were never meant to rule forever. That's what it's saying right there. Just like man is not meant to live forever. There's a time that's appointed on all of our lives. Give me that in what's that? Give me the one in Sirach 14 and 17.
The book of Sirach, chapter 14 and verse 17.
Come on.
All flesh waxeth old as a garment.
Right. It says all flesh waxes old like a garment. Just like the time of the wicked. That's going to wax old too. Come on.
For the covenant from the beginning is, thou shalt die the death.
It says what?
For the covenant from the beginning is that thou shalt die the death.
Is that thou shalt die the death. The same way that we appointed to die is the same way that these wicked, they're not supposed to continue to rule. All right, that's what that's going into. Go back to the script. Where was that?
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 13.
Come on.
Even so, we in like manner, as soon as we were born, began to draw to our end, and had no sign of virtue to show, but were consumed in our own wickedness.
Read.
For the hope of the ungodly is like dust.
It says what?
The hope of the ungodly is like dust that is blown away with the wind.
You see that? They have no hope in the world. They have no hope in the world. All right? If that thing's just going to keep blowing, nah, that's that. It's saying that the end is guaranteed. When it comes to being the wicked, you are going to be destroyed. But God is calling us to righteousness. All right? Let's read on.
Like a thin froth that is driven away with the storm. Like as the smoke, which is dispersed here and there with a tempest, and passeth away as the remembrance of a guest that tarrieth but a day.
Let's read on.
But the righteous live forevermore.
Right. It says, but the righteous, they're going to live forevermore. Okay? That's going to be forever. It's not going to be a temporary thing like what we see here. Read on.
Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High.
Let's go to Daniel 7. Daniel 7 real quick. And 18. Daniel 7 and 18.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Right. So it says that the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. Meaning what? Right now there's a kingdom. Okay, you gotta think about that thing. Right now is a kingdom. Go to stay in the same book and read 2 and 44.
The book of Daniel, chapter 2 and verse 44.
Come on.
And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom.
Right. It says in the days of these kings. So guess what? If you're a king, you have to be over a kingdom, right? So it's telling us, it's saying in the days of these kings, while this kingdom is reigning right now, United States of America, okay? Read it again.
And in the days of these kings
shall
the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
Which shall what?
Never be destroyed.
Remember, it says the righteous shall live forevermore. Read.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
There's not going to be left to the haughty, to the prideful, to the high-minded. It's not going to be left to them. Who's going to be left to?
But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
Forever. Now let's go back to Daniel 7 and 18 to find out who's going to be left to.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 18.
Come on.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Shall take the kingdom, the one that's set up right now. Read.
And possess the kingdom forever.
And possess the kingdom forever. All right. That's the good news right there. All right. Let's go back. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 15.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 15.
Come on.
But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High.
And the care of them is with the Most High. Come on.
Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom.
You see that thing? It says that these, the chosen, all right, those who overcome, those who make it, they're going to receive a glorious kingdom, which is going to be what? Here on earth. Give me that. Was that Matthew 6 and 10? That what I want? I'm pretty sure that's what I want.
Yes, sir.
All right.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 10.
Come on.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
The will of the Lord is what? For his people to reign and teach the earth how to live in righteousness. That's the will of the Lord. Read it again.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
In earth as it is in heaven. So the kingdom of heaven will be here on earth. Give me the one in Revelations 3 and 12, I believe.
Revelation chapter 3 and verse 12. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God.
Yeah, rush this. So I want y'all to keep in mind with the overcome portion, because we're going to go back to Wisdom of Solomon, and it's going to correlate. So read that verse again.
Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God.
Come on.
And he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God, and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem,
which is New Jerusalem, read.
which cometh down out of heaven.
There it is, which cometh down out of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is going to come down from that realm to earth. Read.
From my God, and I will write upon him my new name.
There it is. So let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 15.
Wisdom of
16.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 16.
Come on.
Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand.
Right. A beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. Stay in, Second Ezra 2. All right. Second Ezra chapter 2 and start at 40.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 40.
Come on.
Take thy number.
Actually start at 36.
Verse 36.
Come on.
Flee the shadow of this world.
Right. That's going into what? Overcoming. We read that in Revelations 3:12, talking about those who overcome, they're going to dwell with the Lord in New Jerusalem, right? Read that verse again.
Flee the shadow of this world.
Come on.
Receive the joyfulness of your glory.
Uh-huh.
I testify my Savior openly.
Read.
Oh, receive the gift that is given you.
Watch this.
And be glad, giving thanks unto him that hath called you to the heavenly kingdom.
Called you to what?
The heavenly kingdom.
Called you to the heavenly kingdom. All right. Come on.
Arise up and stand. Behold the number of those that be sealed in the feast of the Lord, which are departed from the shadow of the world.
Which have done what?
Departed from the shadow of the world.
Which have overcame. Which have overcame. That's what we got to meditate on, brothers and sisters. Even in everything. That's what this is all about. You know, all praise that the understanding is increasing. The water's rising. There's no doubt. But don't forget what we all should be focusing on. Okay, let's not forget that. It's all about overcoming sin. That's it. And it is what it is. If you don't overcome sin, Most High has no problem dishing out judgment. Okay? He has no problem. All right, so let's keep that thing in mind. Read this verse again.
Verse 39. Which are departed from the shadow of the world.
Read.
And have received glorious garments of the Lord.
Uh-huh.
Take thy number, O Sion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white.
Come on.
Which have fulfilled the law of the Lord. The number of thy children, whom thou longest for, is fulfilled. Beseech the power of the Lord.
Jump down to verse 46.
Verse 46. Then said I unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them?
It says, what young person is it that crowneth them? Read.
And giveth them palms in their hands.
Come on.
So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of God.
It is the Son of God, Jesus the Christ, our Lord. Read that verse again.
So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of God, whom they have confessed in the world.
Come on.
Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord.
There it is right there. So let's go back. Wisdom of Solomon, 5 and what?
Verse 16.
5 and 6. Shoot, let me get back there with you. I'm slow. All right, 5 and 16. All right, go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 16.
Come on.
Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom.
Right, that heavenly kingdom that we just went to. Read.
And a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand.
From the Lord, Jesus the Christ. Come on.
For with his right hand shall he cover them.
Uh-huh.
And with his arm shall he protect them.
Because think about it. We what's the one in Revelations 20? Give me a sec. I'm sorry, y'all. When it say, read that part again so I get my thought again. Read that portion again.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 17.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
yeah. Read it. Read it. Read what you was read. 16. It's 16.
Verse 16.
Come on.
For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them.
Come on.
He shall take to him jealousy for complete armor.
Wait. It's just 16. 16. Read 16.
Verse 16.
Come on.
Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand.
Come on.
For with his right hand shall he cover them.
Right. It says, with his right hand shall he cover us. Remember, the crowning, we read that in 2 Ezra 2, Revelations 3:12. All right, we're going to be with Christ. Now, why does he say, it says, for with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them? Give me Revelations 22 and 3. Watch this. This is it right here.
Revelation chapter 22 and verse 3.
Come on.
And there shall be no more curse.
Right. There's not going to be any more curse on us no more. Slavery's over. Oppression is over. It ceased at this point. Read on.
But the throne of God and of the Lamb.
And of what?
And of the Lamb.
And of the Lamb, because he's going to comfort us. He's going to protect us. Read.
Shall be in it. And his servants shall serve him.
And his servants shall serve him. Now go back to Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 16.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 16.
Come on.
Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them.
Read on.
He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor.
Right. It says he shall take to him his jealousy. What is he jealous about? Zechariah 4. No, 2. Zechariah 2. And was it 6? Zechariah 2:6.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 2 and verse 6.
Come on.
Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north.
8.
Verse 8.
Come on.
For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he set me unto the nations, which spoiled you.
Right. So the nations have spoiled us. They have put us in captivity. They have taken our nationality. They have oppressed us. Read the verse again.
After the glory hath he sent me unto the nations, which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye.
There it is. It says, for he that toucheth us, the Israelites, have touched the apple of his eye. Read on.
For behold, I will shake mine hand upon them.
You see that thing right there? He said he's going to shake his hand upon those nations that touched us. Read.
And they shall be a spoil to their servants.
Come on.
And ye shall know that the Lord of hosts have sent me.
Now, go back to where we was at.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 17. He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor.
Right, his jealousy for complete armor. His jealousy is what they've done to us. He said he's going to take that for complete armor. Come on.
And make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies.
Now, he says not only is he finna come with his armor, not only is he finna come with vengeance, he says, and make the creature his weapon. So we got to figure something out. 2nd Ezra 8:45. It said he's going to make the creature his weapon. All right, 2nd Ezra 8:45.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 45.
Come on.
Be not wroth with us, but spare the people.
It says, be not wroth with us, but spare thy people. Who are God's people? The Israelites. Read.
And have mercy upon thine own inheritance.
Upon thine own inheritance. Before we get to the point, just give me Judith 9 and 12, because it says it. It says the exact words, just in case there's someone new. All right, so we're not trying to make you assume nothing. We'll show you. Judith 9 and 12.
Judith chapter 9 and verse 12.
Come on.
I pray thee, O God of my father, and God of the inheritance of Israel.
Right, God of the inheritance of Israel. Come on.
Lord of the heavens and earth, creator of the waters, king of every creature.
What verse you at?
Verse 12.
Okay, finish it out.
King of every creature, hear thou my prayer. That was it.
Okay, so let's go back to 2nd Ezra 8 and 45, because we know that his people is Israel, his inheritance is Israel. All right, go back to 45.
2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 45.
Come on.
Be not wroth with us, but spare thy people, and have mercy upon thine own inheritance. For thou art merciful unto thy creature.
Thou art merciful unto what?
Thy creature.
Thy creature. Thy creature. That means what? Israel is God's creature. Do me a favor. Give me 2nd Ezra 7, just another one. Why not? We can back it up. Give me verse 63.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 63.
Come on.
And upon those also that turn to his law, and that he is patient and long suffereth those that have sinned, as his creatures.
As his creatures, right. He is patient and long suffering towards Israel, okay? Now, go back to Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 17. So let's figure out what he's saying right here.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 17.
Come on.
He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies.
Right, for the revenge of his enemies. Nehemiah 5 and 9, real quick. Enemies.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 5 and verse 9.
Come on.
Also I said, it is not good that ye do. Ought ye not to walk in the fear of our God because of the reproach of the heathen, our enemies?
The heathen are our enemies. There's another one. Let me hear 1 Samuel 14 and 47. Let me hear that one. For enemies. 1 Samuel 14 and 47.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 14 and verse 47.
Come on.
So Saul took the kingdom over Israel.
So Saul took the kingdom over Israel. Read.
Against all his enemies.
Against all his what?
All his enemies.
It's going to list some of them. Come on.
On every side. Against Moab.
Against the Chinese. Read.
And against the children of Ammon.
Against the Japanese. Come on.
And against Edom.
And against the so-called white man. Come on.
And against the kings of Zobah.
And Hamites. Come on.
And against the Philistines.
Hamites. Come on.
And whithersoever he turned himself, he vexed them.
So you see what? The enemies are the nations outside of Israel. Okay? So when it said in verse 17, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. It says make the creature. Who's the creature? Israel. But he's going to turn them into a weapon. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 20. Okay? Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 20.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 20.
Start at 19.
Verse 19.
Come on.
The portion of Jacob is not like them.
Right. It says the portion of Jacob, Israel, we not like the other nations. Why? Because our rock is not like their rock. You understand? Our strength, our God is not like their God. That's what makes us different. Read it again.
The portion of Jacob is not like them. For he is the former of all things.
He's the former of all things. We the trendsetters. Everything started with us. Okay? Read on.
And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name.
Read.
Thou art my battle axe.
Who? Wait, read it again.
Thou art my battle axe.
Who's the thou? Jacob, Israel. Remember, he said he's going to change us into weapons. Read verse 20 again.
Thou art my battle axe.
And what?
And weapons of war.
And weapons of war. Let's read on.
For with thee will I break in pieces the nation.
See that thing right there? Remember, like, you know, it's impossible for Christians to really think that God loves everybody. So what is that talking about? What is it talking about? We just read that the enemies of the Israelites are the other nations. He said he's going to turn the Israelites into weapons of war to destroy the other nations. So where's this God loves everybody? Where's that coming from? Read it again.
Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations.
Read.
And with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
Don't that sound like Daniel 2 and 44? Read Daniel 2 and 44 again, man. All of these things line up together. Precept must be upon precept. The Christian church cannot do this.
Daniel.
Go ahead.
Chapter 2 and verse 44.
Come on.
And in the days of these kings.
And of the days of these kings, kingdoms, read.
Shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom.
Said God is going to set up his own kingdom of Israel, New Jerusalem. Read.
Which shall never be destroyed.
Which shall never be destroyed. Read.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
Come on.
But it shall break in pieces.
It shall do what?
Break in pieces.
It shall break in pieces. Read.
And consume all these kingdoms.
Now go back to Jeremiah 51 and 20. Jeremiah 51 and 20 again.
Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 20.
That's for the apologetic who's watching right now. Come on.
Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
Read.
For with thee will I break in pieces the nations.
So you got to deal with that. You got to deal with that thing right there. Read.
And with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
All right, let's drop that. Let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and 17.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 17.
Oh, I got another one. Ezekiel 25 and 14. Ezekiel 25 and verse 14.
Ezekiel chapter 25 and verse 14.
Watch this.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people.
What?
Israel.
Wait a second. You just can't read it that fast. It says he's going to lay his vengeance. Now you got to see like, okay, he's going to lay his vengeance, but then it says how he's going to lay his vengeance. Read the verse again.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom.
Come on.
By the hand.
By what?
By the hand.
By what?
By the hand of my people.
Of my people.
Israel.
Boom. You see that thing right there? Y'all better stop messing with us. Read on.
And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger.
The Israelites, God's weapons of war, are going to do how he pleases in that day. Read on.
And according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance.
Come on.
Saith the Lord God.
Well, there it is. Let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon 5:17.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 17. He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor.
Read.
And make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies.
Come on.
He shall put on righteousness as a breastplate. And true judgment instead of an helmet.
And true judgment instead of an helmet. Because everything, every work that everyone has done is going to be accounted for in that day. Give me that one in Ecclesiastes 3 and 16. The throne of judgment. All right.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 16.
Come on.
And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment.
The place of judgment. Read.
That wickedness was there.
That wickedness was there.
And the place of righteousness. That iniquity was there.
Read.
I said in mine heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked.
You see that thing? God is going to judge the righteous and the wicked in that day. All right. So there's no mistakes about it. So let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 18. It says, he shall put on righteousness as a breastplate and true judgment instead of a helmet, because it's already written what's going to happen to the wicked, how they're going to be destroyed. Let's read verse 19.
Verse 19. He shall take holiness for an invisible shield.
Come on.
His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. There
it is again. But it's just using different terms. It said creature before, now saying the world's going to fight with him. Isaiah 45 and 17. Okay? It says his severe wrath. Think about how severe it's going to be. He's been watching this whole time. Give me the one in Zephaniah 1 and 15 real quick. And then give me Isaiah 45 and 17.
Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 15.
Come on.
That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress.
You sure you at Zephaniah 1 and 15?
Yes, sir.
14?
Verse 14. The great day of the Lord of hosts is near. It is near, and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Mighty man shall cry there bitterly. There's something else. Come on.
Verse 15. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation.
Oh, I said Zephaniah. Zechariah 1 and 15. That's what it is. Zechariah 1 and 15. My apologies. But that's a good one, too, because it's going into the same thing. All right, watch this.
Zechariah chapter 1, verse 15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen.
Right, there it is. God, think about his severe wrath. Remember, he said he's sore displeased. He's very upset with them. Let's find out. Read it again.
I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
Right. They made it worse by what they did to the children of Israel. They took advantage of the place that God gave them. Think about it. Think about King Cyrus. All right. He adhered to what the Most High God said. But think about Salmanezar. That's his name, right?
Yes, sir.
Hold on. The one that he wasn't. Well, think about it. I'm going to touch too. Nebuchadnezzar, he was made to walk as a beast when he did not acknowledge God. And then his grandson, it was Shalmaneser, right? I'm right? I ain't looking at it. My bad. Hold on. I want to make sure I ain't misquoting. Give me Daniel 5, right? Daniel 5. Belshazzar. I knew I was saying, so I was like, that ain't feel right. Belshazzar. Guess what happened during the time of Belshazzar? he did not give the Most High his credit. And what happened to the kingdom? Many tekel, remember that, the writings on the wall? It was taken from him. All right, now go back to where we just came from, Zechariah 1 and 15, just to show you what this is going into.
Zechariah chapter 1 verse 15.
Come on.
And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
Right, they helped forward the affliction. They made us worse than what we was supposed to be. Remember, we have no nationality now. They forwarded that. Our slavery, look at how they treated us. They forwarded that. All right, so God has been sitting there this whole time, and that's why he say his wrath is severe. He was sorely displeased. Read on.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord, I am returned to Jerusalem with mercies. My house shall be built in it.
Right, so he's going to have mercy on Jacob, but he's going to have fierce vengeance on the heathen. I think there's somewhere else I wanted to go, but, Isaiah 45 and 17.
Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17.
Come on.
But Israel shall be saved in the Lord.
It says that Israel is going to be saved. They're the ones who are going to receive the mercy. Come on.
With an everlasting salvation.
Read.
Ye shall not be ashamed.
In that day, you're not going to be ashamed. Come on.
Nor confounded. World without end.
World without end. So Israel is the world. So let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, verse 20.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 20.
Come on.
His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword. And the world shall fight with him against the unwise.
That's Israel that's going to fight with him. Come on.
Then shall the right-aiming thunderbolts go abroad. And from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall they fly to the mark.
Right, shall they fly to the mark, just like in the days of old. Give me Psalms. Give me Psalms 78 and 41.
Psalms chapter 78 and verse 41.
Come on.
Yea, they turned back and tempted God, and limited the Holy One of Israel.
That's Israel. That's us in our folly, always tempting and testing God. Let's read a little bit faster. Read on.
They remembered not his hand, nor the day when he delivered them from the enemy.
Read.
How he had wrought his signs in Egypt, and his wonders in the fields of Zoan.
Come on.
And had turned their rivers into blood, their floods, and that they could not drink. He sent diverse sorts of flies among them, which devoured them, and frogs which destroyed them.
So it's going into all of the plagues. Come on.
He gave also their increase unto the caterpillar, and their labor unto the locust. He destroyed their vines with hail, and their sycamore trees with frost.
Read.
He gave up their cattle also to the hail.
Until what?
He gave all their cattle also to the hail.
To the hailstones. Read.
And their flocks to the thunderbolts.
Gosh, he waited to that point to mess it up. You all right. You've been doing good, soldier, so I ain't mad at you, but fix it. Read it again.
He gave up their cattle also to the hail, and their flocks to hot thunderbolts.
You see that thing right there? Most High's he's done this. Now remember, these are the plagues that was on Egypt. Give me that one in 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I think it's 27. Let me look at it with you. 16, 27. 16 and 37. No, that ain't it. Give me the one that say plagues whole earth. Give me that one. Plagues upon the whole earth. Damn. Give me a sec. All right, give me a sec. I gotta find. I'm sorry. I need it. I need the precept. I gotta get it. Plague whole earth, because that was the plagues on Egypt, right? 16 and 14. 16 and 14. Read it.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 14.
Come on.
Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth.
You see that? That's not the one I want, though. It is 15 and 27. Dang. That's what happened when you don't second guess yourself. Just go with it. It is 15:27. Read that for me.
2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 27.
Come on, watch this.
For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth.
There it is. The plagues have come upon the whole earth. So go back to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. Chapter 5. And use that verse 21.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 21.
Come on.
Then shall the right-aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow,
Read.
shall they fly to the mark.
Just like they did during the time of Egypt. Read.
And hailstones.
And what?
Hailstones.
Just like during the time of Egypt. Come on.
Full of wrath shall be cast out as a stone bow.
Uh-huh.
And the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the flood shall crudely drown them.
Read.
Yea, a mighty wind shall stand up against them, and like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty.
The ill dealing is going into extortion. That ill dealing is going into what they did to us. They dealt with us subtly. Now, hey, IT, whoever puts the title up, just put Wisdom of Solomon 5 because I didn't even get to 6, and we about to wrap it up. So Isaiah 28 and 12, because it said, and ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. All right, so we need to go over that. Isaiah chapter 28, verse 12.
Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 12. To whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may
No. I don't know if that's what I want. Give me a sec. I don't know if I want 28 and 12. I think I want 2. Yes, sir. Chapter 2, verse 12. My apologies. Watch this.
Isaiah.
To actually start at verse 11.
Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 11.
Uh-huh.
The lofty looks of man shall be humbled,
Uh-huh.
and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day.
In that day, it's going to be changed over. Like it said in verse 23, it said, an ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. Okay, in that day, their sins are going to accuse them before their face. Read.
For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon every one that is proud and lofty,
Uh-huh.
and upon every one that is lifted up. And he shall be brought low.
Come on.
And upon all the cedars of Lebanon that are high and lifted up,
Mm-hmm.
and upon all the oaks of Bashan,
Read.
and upon all the high mountains, and upon all the hills that are lifted up, and upon every high tower, and upon every fenced wall.
Jump down to verse 17.
Verse 17.
Come on.
And the loftiness of man shall be bowed down.
It says the loftiness of man shall be bowed down. No more vaunting, no more boasting, no more proudness. Read.
And the haughtiness of men shall be made low. And the Lord alone
And the Lord alone, read.
shall be exalted in that day.
Come on.
And the idols he shall utterly abolish.
White Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, what's that? Islam. What they do? Mecca, right? Yeah. Copperstone. Yeah, Copperstone. My apologies. All of that's gonna be destroyed. Read.
And they shall go into the holes of the rocks.
But they're gonna try to hide. You see that thing right there? Because they cannot fathom the fact that they're gonna be destroyed. That's their underground bunkers. Read.
And into the caves of the earth.
Come on.
For fear of the Lord.
For fear of the Lord.
And for the glory of his majesty.
Come on.
When he arises to shake terribly the earth.
Read.
In that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship.
Come on.
To the moles and to the bats.
Read.
To go into the clefts of the rock and into the tops of the ragged rocks. For fear of the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And for the glory of his majesty. When he arises to shake terribly the earth.
Come on.
Cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostrils. For wherein is he not to be accounted for?
Meaning what? Hey, we got to give up the things of the world. We got to overcome, flee the shadow of this world. So during this time, we could be judged as the righteous. All right? So this is giving assist from A to Z. Tune in to Writings on the Wall radio show coming up in the next 10, 15 minutes. All right? And with that, we say shalom.